Well, I decided to leave it until later. Very noble decision. So what I'm doing instead is building the framework for the little. This is going to be a little piece of kitchen. I've got the little cupboard part together. Food storage. This will be the countertop where the cooker goes. And then by doing it this way, I can have the air extraction from the shower here and the air extraction for the cooking here, and that keeps it together through one pipe that runs behind the shower wall and out of that vent at the back. So that's kind of convenient for the ventilation wise. Again, I'll have space behind this shower wall so I can bring cables from across this beam of the bed and behind the shower to here. That's nice and easy. I can also do it in the top corner if I need to. And yeah, I'm blocking under the high part of the shower where the toilet goes just to support it. And I want to get some insulation on the wheel arch, which is going to go underneath there obviously. But it's quite cool seeing the layout take shape. Obviously I've only done this stuff on the left. Oh, also the fridge will be here too. The fridge is quite narrow, so it doesn't fill this whole thing, so there'll be some space down the side there too for maybe 3 or 4 shelves to put stuff, which would be cool. And yeah, I think that's about it for now. Oh yeah, I should say, of course, I've got the floor in. I got it really cheap. It's an offcut of a floor, which means it's kind of unusable for anyone else. So it was only £20 for this nice wood effect stuff. It doesn't do the whole van because on the back I want a separate piece of flooring that's like you kind of think of it like a screen protector on your phone. It's like the sacrificial part that takes the beating that you can replace easily. So I want I'll just cut a nice square there out of another cheap piece. I don't really care what it looks like. It's going to be the storage area with the bikes, and it's going to get ruined, I would assume, with all the bikes going in and out, especially in the winter when I got the spiked tyres on. So they're going to just tear through it. So if I'll put another layer on, and then it's easy for me to replace that. So that's nice and easy. And yeah, I've got the rails in the floor. So my whole master plan with this bench is when you're driving, you can take it out and you flip it around and you face it forwards. And then when you're in sort of longer term living mode, you turn it around and it's your sofa. I still want to be able to get into the cab, so I can actually climb over there. It's not like super fast, but it's good enough. I'm going to insulate behind here up to this level, and same there, and then leave the other bit open with a cover. Like a piece of insulation covered in vehicle carpet that I can push into the hole or something like that. Yeah, but these rails are cool. I've got them screwed through the floor. I've made some aluminium plates that go under the van that are holding it from the underside, and it's screwed through those. And yeah, you can slide it. There's only 4 bolts that I've put in this thing, 4 holes that I put in for the bolts anyway. You just unscrew it and you can slide it back and forward. I don't really need to slide it back and forward so much. When it's in this position, it'll be all the way back, but when it's the other way, I'll slide it all the way this way, so it gives you that much more space, which gives you enough leg room between the bulkhead wall, by giving it that extra, I don't know, 20-30 centimeters. Yeah, it worked out really good. And I got these rails quite cheap. I think they were second hand. They came out of something, I guess a minibus or something. They're really handy, and I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. I managed to cut the floor in pretty nice, and it looks pretty good, and I think it's going to be quite versatile. I don't know whether I'll have this bench forever, this 4-seater, but for now I think it's pretty good. It suits me well. To have the bench be the passenger seat and the sofa is kind of useful, and I'm also going to use it as a bed, like a guest bed. So I'll use a piece of plywood, fairly thick plywood across here, and build some folding legs, and this will just hold it on this side, and the legs will come out to, I think here is like a single bed width, and then you'll have a bed here, which is pretty cool, and it'll fold away and hopefully slot down the back of here when it's when you're traveling or when you want to store it away. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm quite happy with the way the van's starting to look. It's nice to see the layout. On this side I'm going to have the sink over here. I'll try and keep this as narrow as possible. It's a bit weird having the sink right next to the bed, but it's kind of cool having the door for the shower. You come out of the shower, which is also the toilet, and the sink's in front of you, so that's kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to continue working and see what we get on with. So I thought I'd show you what I'm up to here. I'm just doing some of the duct work. This piece of duct goes behind the back shower wall, then it's going to go up here, and then there's that's where the extraction for the cooker is, and that's going to share a piece of ductwork. This is the piece for the outside. This is what is standard on the outside of the van. These are for when you're slamming the doors. They've got like a little one-way valve on it, so when you slam the doors, the air's got somewhere to go. So it makes closing the doors a little bit easier. So this will go on the outside. I'm going to connect this piece onto this somehow. You can see I've taped over that side. I just need to get the angles right, and then I can somehow attach this onto here, and then I'll have like from the outside of the van you won't be able to tell any different, but from the inside you'll clearly be able to see that I'll be able to exhaust all the air that I want to get out through the original vent, so it'll be super neat on the outside. And I think this is going to be a little bit fiddly, but we'll just have to see how it goes. If it works, it's going to be good. So the back wall of the shower is up. I've got it sort of curved, and then it sort of comes out a bit because the ductwork is inside there. You can see the conduit, and there's the duct, the air duct running all the way to the back. This conduit will bring power to this area here. I've got this wall up as well. Obviously I haven't done the corner yet. That bit needs sort of rounding. I've just got the straight edge up. I did do the top, but and now I'm working on this one. It's a bit of a pain having to round these, but there's not really anything else, no other way to do it. So I'm just measuring 5 centimeter increments, and then taking the measurements compared to this, and then that gives me a cut line. It's a bit annoying, but it just takes time really, and then you get it done. This one is rounded down to here, and that's when the gap will open up, and I'll need another strip in that corner. My thinking was that this strip will be easier to do, because if I make a mistake, it's just a little tiny strip and I can replace it. And also the corners are more likely to leak, so if I could have the corners like easy to take out without taking a whole panel off, that would be super nice. All stainless steel screws, so that shouldn't cause a problem. The wood behind it is treated, and the reason I left the air gap actually wasn't for the conduit, it was for letting air move around to prevent any moisture getting into the wood and let the wood breathe. So yeah, there's little strips. There's a strip of plywood, 5mm plywood along that row of screws and that row of screws, so that'll help some of the air to move around. Down here is obviously quite a lot of space, and up here there's a 30 something mil, 35mm block of wood with loads of space for the air to move. I'll have to work out how they're going to meet and stuff. I'll do that later on. Once I get the PVC, I'll meet them with the PVC. I'll probably put another piece of ply on, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll go straight for PVC. But we'll see that when we get to it. The door's going to be this bit. It's super narrow, but I mean I fit through it, so it's fine. I've got wide shoulders, but if you go through sideways it's fine. The reason I wanted to use this bit is because I can make a really small door, and the hinge can be here, and it'll swing all the way open along this piece, and that'll give you lots of space to get in. And it would be much easier to have a door that opens outwards, but I just thought if you're going to have a shower in here, then when you open the door all the water's going to fall off the door. Another good reason to have it open outwards is if I want laundry drying in here, which I'll have I'll turn this into a drying room eventually. I'll have a hot air duct coming into here to help dry stuff. It's going to be annoying having to open the door inwards if you want to hang a load of stuff, but we're going to try it like this. I can always flip the hinge in the future. Let's see how it goes first of all. What else? The edge down here is meeting on this, so I just need to get this held in place. There's a little gap here just to prevent any water wicking up. This has also been treated on the end just in case. And then I'm just going to silicone the heck out of everything. Yeah, I'll try and get this piece up, and once that's done I'll try and bring you some more stuff to show you. So some of the waterproof is stuck on now. This is just PVC sheets. It's nasty stuff, PVC, environmentally speaking, but I really couldn't find any other solution that was affordable, honestly. It actually looks quite cool in blue. It almost matches the van, but this is just the protective stuff over the top. These corners I'm going to use some trim pieces, like so. The curved corner, I can try and use this probably if I cut some slices in it so it bends maybe. If not, then just a lot of silicone and something else, I guess. You can't go wrong with silicone. Yeah, it's just a matter of slowly getting the curves to these sheets done. I'm doing the same as I did before for the plywood, measuring out to get that curve in. It's a bit of a pain, and it's hard to do it perfectly. I always try and bring it in a bit, but I brought it in too far on this one. Well, it's not too bad. But yeah, I can fill that in with the trim, that's the idea, and then the trim will cover up the screws as well, and just get it all sealed in. It's getting there. This is a bit of a slow process, but yeah, if you were building a van without a shower and a toilet, I can't think at this point what else I'd be doing apart from maybe do the sink and the electrics and plumbing are the bit that I'm looking forward to. This is all just sort of the hard work on the way there. All right, let's get on with it. See how far we can get.